The Baja Peninsula is one of the most incredible road trips in the world. I will never get tired of it. Thousands of miles of empty desert, remote beaches, spectacular mountain ranges. An adventure you will never forget. But it can also be unforgiving. If you're planning to drive to Baja, there are a few things you should know. Many people ask me, aren't you scared going down to Mexico with the cartel and all the crime? Truth is, I'm much more scared of driving down to Baja than I am of any crime. Of all the things that you'll be doing in Baja, the most dangerous thing will be driving. And all the years that I've been coming down, in all the decades that I've been coming down, I've seen it all. I've seen a semi come into my lane on a turn at full speed. I have watched a drunk driver drive off a cliff. I've watched a man lose its axle while driving towards me and the axle coming into my lane. I have seen more fatal accidents that I even like to talk about. Some of the images are still haunting me. And I call driving in Baja Russian roulette because you can be doing everything right and something might happen that is out of your control. And I follow certain rules and that have kept me safe for all of these years. Knock on wood, actually. Knock on wood right there. So in this video, I will be sharing these rules with you guys and hopefully keep you guys safe. Let's go check out the rules. Rule number one, and probably the most important one, is drive slow. If you drive slow, you have time to react. If I wasn't driving slowly when that semi was in my lane, I wouldn't have had time to think about it and find an escape route and get on the shoulder and avoid the collision. The semi still hit my rearview mirror and destroyed it. But if I was going fast, I probably would have had a head-on collision with a semi. So drive slow so that you have time to react. Rule number two, don't drive at night. There are many reasons for not driving at night. Main reason is livestock. Livestock likes to hang out by the road because it's warm. So you could be finding cows in the middle of the road as you're driving and they'd be very hard to see. The other reason is that you can't see potholes. You can't see if there's no shoulder if you need to pull over in an emergency. Driving at night is not a good idea. I have designated spots that I stop on my way south or on my way north. Now I'm heading back to Montana. And right now I'm in this sweet little beach, Playa Armena. It's one of my stops. I have many that, depending on where I'm at, I have designated. And if you don't have a place to camp, make sure to have a couple hours before sunset and start looking for a place to camp. And if you still haven't found a place, iOverlander app is a great app to find a place to camp on a pinch. It used to be free, now you gotta pay. It's a little bit more of a headache if you wanna use it free, but it is a great app and I've used it many, many times when I don't know where to stop. But don't drive at night. Some of the Mexicans in Baja love to party, and they will go from Friday night until Monday morning and unfortunately drive. So rule number 3 for me is on weekends, I stay put, especially Friday night and Saturday night. I have seen some horrific accidents on weekends. I watched a fatal accident on a dirt road, which really surprised me because it was a straight dirt road and I did not really expect that anybody could go fast enough on a dirt road, and I always felt like dirt roads were safe. But the worst accident that I saw was on the highway from Ensenada to Tijuana, and it was a 4-lane pay highway. And a drunk driver pushed a work bus into the incoming traffic, and it was horrific. There were bodies everywhere, and the one that I really remember was a man hanging from the bus, and his eyes were wide open. And I had never been scared by death before. And I'm sorry for telling this story, but driving on weekends is something that I avoid as much as possible. The accidents, all of these accidents happened in the middle of the day. So on weekends, I stay put. In Baja, you have to drive defensively, always watch incoming traffic and be prepared for the worst. Always have an escape plan. Watch for vehicles that are approaching too fast or vehicles that look like they may have mechanical problems. Look at your rearview mirrors at all times. Coming up is an example of what can happen and why you always have to be ready. Watch the incoming car. Notice how we both move to the side. I have literally inches to the guardrail. And this is what you have to be always ready for, the unexpected. Don't ever push the gas. Sometimes the next gas station you're planning to use doesn't have gas, or their credit card machine is broken. Always have cash for that reason. It happens a lot. If you need fuel and there is fuel available, stop and fill up. Make sure that the pump starts at 0 and check that your bill matches the amount on the pump. And then you're all good to go. In Baja, you want to pay attention to all signs, and livestock is by far number 1. Hitting a cow will end your trip very quickly. Curva peligrosa means dangerous turn, and this is what's right behind it. In Mexico, when they say danger, they mean it. They call them topes. Sometimes they're marked, many times they're not, and they're everywhere. They've got me so many times. I have launched my rig with all 4 wheels in the air when I didn't see them and didn't slow down. Watch for the topes. Just like the sign Curva Peligrosa, falling rock sign is for real. The sections of roads are not retained and rocks will fall. I've seen it happen and you want to be ready for it. Semis, you really have to watch for. They drive too fast. Too close. And sometimes they miss the turn. The road is littered with their remains. potholes and missing shoulder in Baja is a real thing. You go through sections that are in really bad shape, and the problem with the missing shoulder is that some of them also start crumbling, so you might have a huge hole on the side of the road, and that is why you have to drive extra slow. If you have high pressure tire, you might want to think about lowering the pressure a little bit, and definitely you want to have a good full-size spare tire. I personally like to carry a full spare tire plus just a tire. The good news is that in Baja, under every rock, there is a llantera, or a tire shop. Tire shops are everywhere, and they have saved my butt many, many times. I have spent a lot of hours at llanteras, and I have looked through piles of tires. I have even found in this one particular pile my tire, the exact size, and which was incredible. So potholes and missing shoulders are something to really pay attention to. And bring your spare tires. When drivers signal you with a left blinker, it means that it's safe to pass them. However, use your own discretion, especially because sometimes the left blinker means that they're turning left. So you have to be sure that you know which left blinker they are giving you. Is it the pass or is it the turn left? In this case, they're turning left. They call them El Nortes, some crazy winds that come from the north. I try not to drive in these conditions. In this video, I'm trying to say that I almost got pushed off the road by a gust, but you can't hear it. My hands are going shit and it went. Having a dash cam running at all times is one of the best advices I can give you. Having the evidence in case you have an accident can be invaluable. I know of an elderly couple who had a head-on collision with a drunk driver who died, and even though they were not at fault, they ended up in jail while the police sorted out what had happened. I also recommend carrying good Mexican insurance. If possible, don't just buy liability coverage, get full coverage. The insurance company is much more likely to help protect your interests when they also have a financial stake in the outcome. Hopefully, you'll never need either, but if something goes wrong, you'll be glad to have both. I will be doing a separate video on Mexican insurance because there is simply too much to cover here. I will go into detail on how to get the best coverage, which policies to consider, why I carry Baja bound, common mistakes to avoid, and even a few ways to save money, because Mexican insurance is definitely not cheap. Over the years, I've used several carriers and learned quite a bit along the way. But regardless of which company you choose, make sure they're reputable and that you have the proper coverage for your vehicle. Again, I'm gonna have a whole video on going through military checkpoints, but the bottom line is that the military are instructed not to bother foreigners, and most of them, actually all the ones I've encountered, are actually very friendly, and they really enjoy talking to you. So if you speak Spanish, it really helps. But I'll have a whole video on going through military checkpoints and how to make it as smooth as you possibly can.
Gracias.
Muy bien.
Hasta luego.
They're really nice people and I enjoy my interactions with them.
Hasta luego. Saludos. Gracias.
Unfortunately, not all of my encounters with police have been as pleasant as my experiences at military checkpoints, especially in Mexicali, with officers who are clearly looking for a bribe. I've been pulled over so many times that I started carrying hidden cameras and recording my interactions with them. I'll be doing an entire video on what I've experienced and how to handle these situations, because there is simply too much to cover here. But the bottom line is, don't let them intimidate you. Just like the military, they are instructed not to harass travelers. If an officer wants you to pay a fine that doesn't seem right, politely ask to go to the station and speak with a supervisor. In my experience, that often changes the conversation very quickly. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video and that it didn't discourage you from going to Baja, because it really is an incredible adventure and an incredible place with incredible people. This video is meant to give you tips on how to do the drive safe, like I have done for all these years. And I will be doing a bunch more content on Baja, so make sure that you press that button and support my channel for future content on Baja and living off the beaten path. Thanks again, and we will see you next.